Welcome to the Farming Without the Bank podcast, the show with a no BS approach to money, hosted by a farm strategy expert and authorized IBC practitioner. Join us as we get real and expose the flaws of traditional financial institutions in order to help farmers take control of their finances, create peace of mind, grow their wealth, and leave a legacy. Now, here's your host, Mary Jo Ehrman.
Hello and welcome to today's podcast. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for coming back. You know, I would so appreciate it if you guys would share this podcast with everybody you know. This is really going to be a super important podcast because it's all about saving farms and doing it the correct way without slimy life insurance agents. Oh, if you can't already tell, the German passion will flow at 100% today. I am mad and irritated and frustrated because here's the deal. People don't like life insurance. People think the infinite banking concept is a joke because of life insurance. And people think life insurance is a joke because of slimy, salesy agents. And that is exactly what I have been hearing a lot about lately, and I am done with it. Typically, I just like to go along, do my business, treat people correctly, do what's right, and not pull attention to these idiots. But today, I just can't take it any longer. And I have been hearing what I think is a lot about it. If I have multiple clients messaging me or calling me and asking the exact same things, that is because somebody out there is great. They're contacting people and they're soliciting people, but they're not doing it for the right purpose. And so I got an email from a client that was prospected by a life insurance agent with another mutual company, a very well-known mutual company. At this point, I am going to do them a favor and leave their name out of it. But if this crap continues, I may just be dropping some names in the future. And he is prospecting people to do some estate planning. In that estate planning, he was very vague about what he was doing. And finally, my client had to ask him point blank, what is it that you are talking about? Because he's beating around the bush, right? When people tell me what I do, I teach an infinite banking concept and I use life insurance to teach you how to create wealth and utilize your money. Done. I already told you it's life insurance. I already told you it's infinite banking. There is nothing to hide here, my friends. Nothing. I am very proud of what I do and the fact that we are saving family farms doing it correctly. What this guy is doing is not correct. And so she finally asked him what he's doing, and he said he's using life insurance, variable universal life, a buy-sell policy for an estate plan. Okay, buy-sell, that's fine. Universal life? No, that's not fine. There are no guarantees. Then he goes on to say that most life insurance companies in today's financial world, most life insurance companies are going under, but not his. Really? Really, dude? Because I can look at the vital signs of your company against my company, and my company is just as good on vital signs and financials as many other companies out there. But he tries to sell his company by belittling all the other companies. Number 2, warning. Number 1, universal life. Number 2, belittling other companies. Number 3, not telling you what he's doing without having to ask point blank what he's doing. Unbelievable. And this is where it's happening. Kansas, Nebraska, Texas. These are the areas. There is somebody in that area that is spreading misinformation, being very vague about what he is teaching. If you can't straight up tell me what you're doing, and then he says, well, I have a presentation to show you, but I can't send it to you because that is illegal. Uses the words illegal. She starts asking him questions because guess what? This particular client is very knowledgeable because she has asked tons of questions of me. She's done her research and she has made it a priority to understand what she purchased from me. So he isn't just talking to any old person that bought some life insurance. He's talking to somebody that's actually researched the infinite banking concept and she's done her due diligence. So now she starts asking hard questions and he does not want to answer those and does not want to participate in her conversation because, oopsie, he just so happened to call on the wrong client. That's not going to just buy into it and be sold with slimy salesman talk. Unbelievable. There are organizations hiring this guy to talk and to help save family farms. This is not going to help save any kind of family farm. All we're going to do is pay premium and hope to God we outlive it. Because chances are, if he can't even be honest about his company, honest about what he does, he is most likely not going to be honest about how he funds his universal life policy. He'll probably run it at a 6 or 8% rate of return. How are you supposed to borrow against it? Oh, maybe you're not supposed to borrow against it. Does he sit down and talk about what's going on with the family for the estate planning? Is it just a sale to him? Or is it actually caring about what is going to happen to that family when grandpa and grandma and mom and dad pass away? I talked to a wonderful young lady last week, and her parents have done such an amazing job of estate planning that they have, each child has a binder. Every 2 years, they sit down with the kids and every kid knows exactly what they're going to get. They know how to get into mom and dad's accounts. They know how much money is in mom and dad's accounts. They know what's paid for. They know what's not paid for. They know absolutely everything. We don't know what kind of life insurance they have. They have a fair amount of life insurance, nearly $1 million for each parent. But guess what this estate planner has not talked to them about, or that she has never been talked to about, is what to do with the life insurance when mom and dad pass, how to correctly pass that on to keep the farm going. That's huge, huge. If those 3 kids get a couple $1 million, what can they do with that to maximize it? But this yahoo down in the Kansas, Texas area, what is he doing? Selling universal life. This particular company does not like to use the words infinite banking concept. They have developed their own little thing, but they're not teaching it correctly. Even though they have a whole life policy to sell, that's not what he's selling because he doesn't understand or he doesn't care or he is just concerned about lining his pocket. And that ticks me off. People out there think, oh, Mary Jo, you're just lining your pocket. That's why you're selling life insurance. You're lining your pocket. And the reason people think that is because of dudes like this. You can't tell somebody what it is you are calling them about, and they have to ask you. Oh, it smells bad to me. People, you don't have to work with me. I do care who you work with. You don't have to work with me. That's fine. But if you don't work with me, how do you know you're not going to get somebody like that? Because believe me, I see this a lot. People come to me and they have the wrong policy. The agent doesn't know anything about farming. Nobody's talked to them about succession planning. Nobody has asked about mom and dad's operation. All they care to ask about is what is going on with them. I do care what's going on with you, but I also care what's going on with the whole entire family because we're not what is best for us to start a policy. Is it on you? Is it on mom and dad? Is it on a sibling? Is it on a business partner? I don't know that until I start asking all those questions. I have also had meetings with a couple people that somebody in this same area has contacted them and said, oh, you should go finance your land and refinance your land. Take the equity out of your land and put it into a policy. That is called premium financing. Then we're going to borrow money from the policy and pay off the bank. Guess what? You still have to pay the policy back. You still have a loan on your land. Do you know what you're going to make every year? Can you make that payment? Are you going to make interest only? If we put $1 million in the policy, we don't have $1 million to borrow against. Now what? I mean, come on. We got to think about this. You're putting your land up as collateral to the bank loan, which is also, when you die, we have no death benefit. Yes, we got the equity out of the land, and I see the purpose of what they're trying to do. But do they understand farmers do not have a steady income? What if we can't pay that back? What if we're short paying the bank? Because if we put $1 million into the policy, we only have maybe $750,000, maybe $600,000 to borrow against to pay the bank off. Now we still owe them $400,000. We got to remember that. They can paint this pretty darn picture, but guess what? Is a picture real? Is it sustainable? For heaven's sakes, it is so irritating to me. Nelson did not create this concept to be all some magic potion. It's common sense. It's not for the agents to sell insurance. He says that in his book. This is not for agents to sell insurance. It is for the you and me's of the world to finance things on our own and create our own banking system and get out of the traps. But when you put this in the hands of slimy agents, that's what you get. Slimy agents who are not helping the farming industry. There are enough things going on in the farming industry hurting it right now, and there are enough farmers struggling. We don't need to add these guys to the mix. And I just have very little patience for it. What happened to honesty? What happened to doing what's right? And there are a lot more agents out there doing what's right, but guess what? My clients understand that it's not right. And so they reach out to me and say, oh my gosh, this is the call I got. And thank goodness that I have educated them and they continue to be educated on their own, or they call and ask questions. If it's good, I'll tell you all day long it's good. I am not worried about losing business if something is going to be right. But I am worried about you going somewhere else if it's not. You cannot blame the infinite banking concept done incorrectly if you are not going to use somebody that understands the concept. We have to understand this is thinking about money differently. And what I'm doing is all about saving family farms. And we have generational wealth. That's super important. It's about not putting your livelihood up as collateral. And then comes along some schmo like this that just makes everything sound like it's so wonderful and it's so easy. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's such a big secret. It's the most awesome thing in the world and it's such a big secret. It's not a big secret. It's life insurance. And if you don't like it, it's because you don't understand it. That's simple. But I'm not going to hide what it is. And neither should anybody else. And a presentation is illegal. Why would a presentation be illegal to send to somebody? Is there something in there that's maybe false? Not true information that we could lose our license over? Should we be saying it then? I have lots of questions. Okay, I'm going to start calming down now. Take some deep breaths and calm down. This is crazy, you guys. Absolutely crazy. I have done so much work and worked so hard to make sure that we are doing what's right for our clients. And I will never push a client into a bigger policy. I will never push them to do something. I will never do something without really explaining the pros and the cons, because there are cons. Looking at the numbers, talking about what our goals are in the future is so important. And there's so many people not doing that because they're short-sighted. They don't understand farming, whatever it might be. If you guys have questions, reach out to me. MaryJo at withoutthebank.com. I am happy to answer those questions. If you want to be assured that what you're doing is correct, just schedule your appointment. All I ask is that you read the book or listen to the book. And then we can get into how everything works. We can get into what you're doing. It's an hour and a half free consultation. Get scheduled. Right now, at the time of this recording, I'm only scheduling out like 3 weeks. Get on the calendar. If it rains, well, then I know that you're going to dump me and go to the field. I get it. I 100% understand. I take second to rain and calving. But get on the schedule. If you need to reschedule, you can reschedule. If it's raining or for whatever reason you can't give me an hour and a half, then that's fine, but at least you're on there. How are you going to know if it works if you don't? Either read the book or make your appointment. I am not going to pressure you into anything. Anything. If you have not gotten the book, it's at farmingwithoutthebank.com. You can go there, grab the audio, grab Nelson's book, Becoming Your Own Banker, start doing your due diligence, and then I am going to be thrilled to talk to you and see what we can do to help you. And believe me, I'm going to tell you what it is right away because we're not going to have any secrets. No secrets here, my friends. None, and none. All right, that is all I have for today. You guys have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and I will talk to you next week. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to the Farming Without the Bank podcast. We hope today's episode has inspired you to take control of your finances in new ways. Don't forget to check out our website, farmingwithoutthebank.com, and engage with us on our Facebook page, Farming Without the Bank. Join us next week as we smash more financial myths and empower you to accomplish your financial goals.